Hello crafty friends and welcome to my channel. I'm Adrienne Bosey of Alice Scraps Wonderland. Today I'm sharing how I created this Christmas themed guest design for Reneabouquets. I'm using a 12-inch round wood base for this project, and I start by tracing it out onto this cream and red pattern paper from Prima Marketing's Christmas Market collection. I cut the circle out and distress the edge of the paper with my Sizzix Surfaces multi-tool. Next, I apply Finn's soft matte gel to the back of the paper using a small silicone brush. Once I have applied a good layer, I flip the paper over and press it onto the wood base. Using a brayer helps smooth the adhesive out and gets it all the way to the edge, as well as gets rid of any air bubbles or smooths any wrinkles. I precast some ornaments from several redesign with Prima molds and prep them with a layer of white gesso. After the gesso is dry, I then apply a layer of impasto paint in linen to the ornaments. This is a lovely golden cream color and matches nicely with the paper. While the impasto paint dries, I die cut some leaves and evergreen sprigs from Sizzix's pearlescent gold cardstock using the festive foliage die. Now that the ornaments are dry, I apply the metallic wax and vintage gold to the raised areas of the molds. This helps bring back that texture and depth to the molds and really helps you see all the gorgeous details. Next, I trim some of the Reneabouquets wide gold embroidered lace to fit the bottom half of the round base. Don't worry about tacking the lace down with adhesive, that will be taken care of as we add elements to this piece. I dry fit the ornament molds down the center of the base, staggering the ornaments so it looks like they are hanging at different heights. I also use 1 to 3 layers of cut up cardboard to pop the ornaments up at varying heights. Once I'm happy with how they are arranged, I hot glue the layers of cardboard together and then to the base, making sure that the glue also goes onto the lace in some areas to help tack it down. Then I hot glue the ornament onto the cardboard. For the teardrop-shaped ornament, I wanted to make sure that you couldn't see the cardboard on the thinner bottom portion. So I glued the cardboard first to the back of the ornament, then glued the ornament onto the base. Next, I prepped the first frost chipboard snowflakes from Reneabouquets. I want them to have a pearlescent finish, but my pearlescent powder is semi-transparent. So I start by covering the snowflakes in a layer of Ranger's superfine white embossing powder first. This embossing powder is bright white and will help make the pearlescent powder pop. Then I apply more embossing ink and the pearlescent powder. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I like to dry fit my embellishments, and you can see I've already done that here. This helps me plan my embellishment lines or shapes out, and I think it's easier than making decisions as you go. The other thing I often do is rip the green leaves off the backs of my paper flowers. I find that the greens don't always match from one collection to the next, and I want to keep my color palette to a minimum here. I'll be using this large holly and berry chipboard wreath from Reneabouquets, and I want to make sure that it is level when it sits on top of my paper flowers. So as I glue the flowers down, I dry fit the frame to see what adjustments need to be made. If you need to bring one side up, you can use some cardboard, foam adhesive, or small flowers to pop up that side. I'm also using the floating frame technique as well, so I am checking to make sure that the frame is well supported by the flowers underneath. The best way to do this is to ensure you have flower clusters on opposite sides. In this case, my flowers are on the left and the right of the frame, leaving the top and bottom open to make it appear as if it is floating over the base of the project. I also like to use heavy body gel for my flowers. This adhesive is thick and grips your elements, but it has a longer dry time, so if you do need to make small adjustments, you can. As I work on adhering flowers in place, you've also seen me shape the leaves that I die cut and tuck them into the flower clusters. It's important to tuck these in as you go rather than at the end after your adhesive is already starting to set. Once I've got that first layer of flowers down, I double check the fit of the frame one last time and look to see where it will be touching the flowers below. I apply hot glue to those areas and then press it into the flowers. You may find, like I did, that you still need to make some adjustments. I added one more small flower for stability on the right side. Since my hot glue gun was all heated up again, I also used it as well as the heavy body gel to start adding some of the snowflakes and the holly and berry tuck-ins to the lower part of the flower cluster. Then I start adding the flowers over the top of the frame. I already dry fit these earlier and set them aside so you won't see that here. These upper flower clusters will be supporting some larger Reneabouquets butterflies, so it's important to make sure these flowers are a sturdy foundation. You'll see me tuck some smaller flowers in to make sure it's sturdy and level. Then I also added some of the chipboard pieces to the upper clusters as well. I add in some of the mistletoe branches just like the lower portion of the cluster. Don't forget to give the leaves a little shape before gluing them into your project. To bring in some more of that snowy sparkle, I apply thin snowflake paste to the flowers, die cut leaves, chipboards, molds, and paper using a small brush. Be sure to use an older brush that you won't mind the bristles getting a little messed up. After the snowflake paste, I apply some of Scrapbook.com's new clear craft glue to adhere Reneabouquets glitter glass. I start by applying this only to the cream, white, green, and bright red flowers, and then sprinkling on the diamond shard glitter glass. After tapping off the excess, I then apply the clear glue to the coppery red and deep red flowers. I sprinkle on the vintage red shard glitter glass. I think adding the clear and the vintage red glitter glass adds a touch of shading and interest that you may not get with a single color of glitter glass. I then gently bend the wings on the elegant gold glass swing butterflies and the gold tinsel butterflies. For the larger butterflies, I add a little extra foam adhesive to the backs to help them lay on the flowers the way I want them to. Then each butterfly gets some heavy body gel to the back and are pressed into place. The finishing touch is to add some coordinating pearls to the piece, again using the clear craft glue. I like to match the color of the pearl to the color of the item I'm applying it to. So the red flowers get red pearls and the green flowers get green pearls. I hope that you enjoyed this festive mixed media tutorial and that it inspires you to make something beautiful for the holiday season. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Until next time, happy crafting!